Jessa Jeremiah, you're joining us here on Talk of the Town, and we're going to talk about a topic so many of us really take for granted that happens in our homes. We're talking about water and the use of water. We're learning today from Pete Nardi, who's here. He's the general manager of Hilton Head PSD. Nice to see you.
Thanks for having me, Jessa.
This is an interesting topic. So Hilton Head Public Service District is what PSD stands for. Let's just start with the real general topic of what that is, what you all do.
Sure. The PSD is the public water, sewer, wastewater treatment, and recycled water utility here on the island. We have our customers in homes, businesses. We're the tap water utility when you're using the faucets, and then we're the sewer utility that's taking the wastewater from inside homes and businesses, treating that in our wastewater treatment plant. Ours is on Oak Park Drive off of Matthews. And then what's really neat here on the island is when we treat wastewater, treat raw sewage, we recycle it into a reclaimed water program, and that's our golf course irrigation. And it's a wetland nourishment program when the Gulf doesn't need the recycled water to irrigate with.
That is so fascinating. Pete and I were talking about this on the break, and just learning about that, I mean, that's an entire topic in and of itself that is really unique to our area and a big need. So congrats on that. That's a wonderful program that you all have. I think something our viewers might want to learn more about too is, just the topic of conserving water.
Yeah.
Water conservation is a tough thing in the summer with the heat, with lawns that are needing water, and so many of us homeowners, just really utilizing those resources. So let's first talk about the demand. What happens?
Yes, so here on the island, we can see the demand for tap water really triple when we get to the spring and summer months. And what we have here is a lot of, as you mentioned, a lot of residential in-ground irrigation that occurs. When we look at it annually, we can see as much as 40 to 60% of the annual demand for tap water, for drinking water, is used to irrigate our lawns and our landscapes and things like that.
Wow.
So it's kind of an intensive irrigation paradigm that's going on.
It is.
This time of year, we really ask people to be thinking about how are they watering? Are they doing it efficiently? Is their system working properly? So that we're using the resource as efficiently as we can.
Well, and it's interesting when you talk about this because, it never really occurred to me that it was drinking water that we're utilizing. So when you're talking about, half maybe of that drinking water getting used in the lawns, when there are people in places in our world, in our society that don't have access to that, it does make you want to really be conscious of it. I'm curious if there's a local law about irrigating and how that's implemented.
There is actually. That's something that I think Hilton Head was pretty progressive about. We actually have a local irrigation ordinance. So by law, at all times, like throughout the year, your landscape irrigation is restricted to no more than 2 times a week. So it is, even numbered addresses, irrigate Tuesdays and Saturdays, odd numbers irrigate Wednesdays, Sundays. We ask commercial to irrigate Mondays, Thursdays.
Okay.
But it's a local law, something that the island did as a conservation measure and efficiency measure going back to the 1990s.
Yeah, and it's a smart way to do that so that not everybody's, utilizing those resources all at the same time. So having a system in place. For folks who want to learn a little bit more about this topic, I'm sure there's a lot more to learn. What resources are out there to really help residents just learn more about how to sustainably landscape?
There's so many great resources. We're fortunate here, especially in South Carolina, that we have this wonderful inventory of native plants. We have all this beautiful flora that is native to our state, native to the Lowcountry. So one of the things that we really ask folks to do, and you can see this on WHHPSD.com under our water efficiency page, but there's programs like Clemson Extension Services, Carolina Yards, which is a sustainable landscape program. Just teaches some real basic principles about having a sustainable landscape, watering smartly, putting the right plant in the right place so that you're not having to overwater it. And then another really great resource is called the South Carolina Native Plant Society. and they have a great website. You can link to that off of the PSD's website. But the same thing where they're showing you different plants that are going to work given our ambient rainfall, given our subtropical climate, so that you don't have to spend a lot of energy, a lot of money on a beautiful landscape. You know, the island's calling card is our beautiful, area that we have here. We want it to look beautiful too. We just want it to be done as efficiently as we can when it comes to the water consumption.
Really good pointers, especially with so many people, coming here from the north, have a whole new landscaping options and things to learn about. So helping that in the water conservation effort as well. So thank you. This is great information. It's actually fascinating. Pete, thanks for joining us.
So thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it.
And thank you for watching. You're watching Talk of the Town.